people, it's Cara here, and I am, as ever, so mad. How are you all? I hope you're keeping well and had a lovely week, and hopefully got some sewing done wherever you are in the world. If you're new around here, hello, lovely to have you here. Please don't forget to click subscribe, that would be amazing. This week I'm talking to you about blouses. Now, I love wearing a blouse. I just think they are so versatile in your wardrobe, particularly at this time of year when you've absolutely no idea what the weather's going to be doing. Last Saturday, my daughter and I were actually sitting and sunbathing, but no, yesterday, full-on jackets, chucking it down with rain, and some friends of mine have recently had snow, so you just no idea what's going on. But a blouse you can layer up, you can open, you can wear it with t-shirts underneath, etc. And you can really showcase some wonderful fabrics. So I'm going to share with you today 5 blouse patterns that I want you to enjoy and make and wear on rotation. Wearability is really important to me in my sewing journey. And yeah, I only make clothes that I know I am going to wear and wear lots. It being April means that it is the Sew April 24 Blouse Challenge going on, and this is hosted by the lovely Gabrielle from Cloth Edit and also by Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl. If you haven't checked out the Cloth Edit website, please do. She just has the most beautiful range of fabrics, some of which I don't see anywhere else, which is just dreamy. And Gabrielle also does a lovely video about the definition of a blouse. But just in case you're wondering, really, if you sort of feminize a shirt, that is what a blouse is. So it can have a button placket, it doesn't have to have a button placket, it can have a collar, it doesn't have to have a collar. The most common thing is that they are made out of a woven fabric, so there are no jersey entries in this challenge. But it's a challenge really unlike any other, and it's really useful for me because I've actually made some blouses very recently that I will be able to enter into this channel. But it's unlike any other because there's no reveal date of this. You actually can hop onto Instagram and reveal your blouse at any stage in April just by including the hashtag #SewAprilBlouse24 and then tag in Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl and the Cloth Edit. That way they'll know you've done an entry. If you don't tag them in, they can't see it, so that would be tricky. So let me take you through my favourite blouses. I say my favourite, probably my most worn, but actually a couple of these I've only just made, so how would I know? But I love the style lines of these. So might as well start with what I'm wearing. It seems like a sensible place to start. And I have to say, this is one of my favourite makes ever, and it is the Be Mine blouse by Pattern Emporium. I've written down the sizes and bits and pieces here, so excuse me if I'm looking down. But the Be Mine top, it's by Pattern Emporium, and if you've not been over to Pattern Emporium, then please do. I'm not affiliated with any of these people, by the way. I'm just genuinely sharing my delight at these companies. So Pattern Emporium they've just got the widest range of patterns ever, and they always offer you a multitude of options. So take this top, for example. You can have a low scoop, which is what I've got now. You can go medium and you can go high. You can have a centre front seam and not centre front seam. You can have a waist hem facing, not hem facing. You can cut it on the fold, or you can do it, as I said, a centre seam. Endless options. And also there's lots of options with the sleeve. Now you know I'm going to stand up, so because I have to in my videos, it seems. Can't sit still for 2 seconds. This is the latest of my Be Mine tops. I actually had on the cream one earlier, and I was doing some video testing and just changed and things. But oh my goodness, look at this! Look at these sleeves. For me, now I know you can't see my head right now. This is not a bad thing. I am quite big in the chesticles, and I find that these lovely blouses with a big poof at the top just don't work for my this part of my body. However, having the blousiness at the elbows is just perfect, and in combination with the low scoop, just is a win-win. I love this fabric. This fabric came from Dot to Dot Studio, which is not far from me in East Hoathly. And it's actually quite sheer. I think I might have showed you that in a previous video, but I confess, I have got a little sort of vest on here, under here somewhere, where is it? But up against my skin, you can't see anything, and that is perfect. So I just love this. There's so many features that are great about it. And let me put another photo of me here. It's actually just here. This is, you've seen this many times on my channel recently. Made another, this is the first one I made. And actually I can show you here. So you've got a lovely facing for the hem. And then this is what I was talking about, the wide hem facing at the bottom, which I love this because it's kind of a cheats way of having to do a hem, but the facing works it out for you. So you end up with this really lovely clean finish. And also it means you get to maintain this lovely curve on the front and the back. The sleeves are so cleverly constructed. It's a very odd shape. It's like a big wave, which is what creates this bulk at the back of the sleeve. And then you've got a very simple binding on there. Just brilliant. The Be Mine top is very size inclusive, as are all of the patterns from Pattern Emporium. So you can go from a size 4, which is a bust of 70, to a size 30, which is bust of 34 centimetres. The waist goes from 55 centimetres to 124, and the hips go from 80 to 149. And honestly, also what I love about Pattern Emporium is that their tester, bank of testers is massive. So you can go onto the website and see all sorts of different fabric types, body types, etc, etc, and all of the different options are featured by their pattern testers, which is just brilliant. So this top, I've made it both times in quite drapey fabric, but it also looks amazing in cotton or linen, where if you've got a more structured fabric, then your sleeves will actually, excuse me, your sleeves will be quite different and quite dramatic. But it's an absolute winner for me. I absolutely love it. I always like to actually put my outfits on, so so I'm feeling in that kind of mood today. So let me switch my outfit and show you my next blouse. Okay, so you know that there could not have been a film about blouses without including some sort of Maison Fauve pattern in here. And this is my latest Maison Fauve make, and this is their Bellini blouse. I just adore everything about this. I probably said that about all of the patterns, but genuinely this is such a beautiful blouse. And I have to put the stock photo here because I don't have the physical version. I was provided this pattern as part of my ambassadorship, and also this amazing fabric, which I know you've seen before, but if I'm talking about blouses I want to make again, then this blouse is definitely pretty much top of the list, and I do have some plans to make more of them. All of the Maison Fauve patterns have the same size range. I'm just going to read off the back of a different pattern here. So they all go from a size 34, which is a chest of 80, to 80 to size 46, which is a chest of 104 centimetres. And then the waist is from 60 centimetres to 84 centimetres, and the hips is 88 centimetres to 112. So I just wanted to let you know the size range there. But yeah, let me put the stock photos in of the Bellini. So there's a couple of, actually there's at least 3 versions you can make. There's the version that I've got on here, which is, this is without the button placket. So on the pattern piece, you literally, it's got several lines where you'd fold for this version and then not fold because you'd have a button placket. But look at these lovely pleats here. Oh, just love it. So you've got the version without the button placket, you've got more of a standard version with the button placket, then you've got with sleeves, and as you can see here, it's got a lovely pleat here, and then standard sleeve with a cuff. But you can also make it sleeveless, And I guess then you could also make it sleeveless with or without the button placket. So lots of lovely options. And then the back, if I just whiz round, you'll see there it's got, I hope, you've got a lovely yoke and two lovely pleats either side. This blouse comes together incredibly quickly, and it's got a front facing here. Actually, the facing is a little bit deeper than what you can see on the screen here, but because I was using a sheer fabric, I actually halved the width of that, and that's come out brilliantly. I also, on this version, as you'll know, if you've seen my videos before, I actually cut the scallop of the bottom of this fabric, so you can see that there, just so it's so pretty, but it would be a standard hem if not. I just love this blouse. I just love the simplicity of it. I love the versatility of it. And in one of the pictures, the lovely, I think it's Emily actually, is wearing a beautiful yellow blouse. It's not actually yellow, but the bright colour one. As I said last week, Amanda from Lace on Faux wore that on a dinner out that we had. She had it open with the t-shirt, ironically one of the other tops, blouses I'm going to talk about, underneath it. And I just thought that was so nice. So I bought this fabric from Knighton Fabrics recently. And this is a embroidery anglaise with a very pretty, which I didn't realise at the time, a very pretty plain sequin in it. So it's a very, very sparkly. And I've got something very special in mind with this. You know that, so I'm just looking for the section I was working on. My creative juices were flowing when it comes to thinking about this. You know that I love the Cezanne blouse with the lovely scalloped edge. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got my husband shouting at my dog. I've cut the edge here of this lovely embroidery anglaise, and then I'm going to create the button placket by folding the fabric back on itself. So that'll be this side of the blouse, if you like. So the button placket, so this scalloped edge will be surplus to the button placket, and then on the other side I will use, this fabric comes with quite a large selvage. Can you see that? It's like a muslin selvage. So I'm going to fold the selvage back on itself to create the button placket on the other side. So that is going to look super pretty. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show that to you. Bear with a second whilst I hold this all together. I sort of stand up and hold it. So that's going to be, is that going to work? You can't see that, but basically, imagine, obviously I'll lay it up. That's basically going to be what it looks like. Oh, I can't show you. It's a shame, but trust me, the process is there. So I'm going to make the open blouse using that fabric, but also then I found this one. This was from Rainbow Fabrics at the Stitch Festival. Now this is a cotton, so it's going to feel quite different. It's not got as much drape, so I'm just trying to separate out the. Look at these glorious, glorious, glorious flowers on there. And this as a similar blouse to this, I think is just going to be lovely. In fact, I may well make this one sleeveless, because it'd be just lovely and aerated. And then as part of the sleeveless, it comes with the bias binding for this for the armholes. So I just think that's going to be glorious. If not, I'm going to make another shirt so that I can wear the shirt open. I'm just loving that idea for summer, of layering a shirt open. So that's blouse number 2. So so far we've had the Be Mine top, we've got the amazing Bellini top from wonderful Maison Fauve. Let me get changed again and I'll switch and show you the next blouse. Ta-da! Here is the next blouse. Now, so far 2 of the entries that I've showed you, so the Be Mine in the beautiful dark autumn floral colours, and this top will be my entries so far for April blouse 24. And don't forget, you can enter any time through the month just by posting on the hashtag on Instagram. And this is the Hannah blouse by Atelier Jupe. Now this version I got free in a magazine just before Christmas last year. And whilst that is excellent, always nice to get a magazine and get a pattern with a magazine, but actually the magazine was ridiculously expensive, and I didn't really use the contents of it, so I won't be doing that again. I was drawn by the lure of a free pattern, but it's not really free, is it? The other frustrating thing I found is that the pattern itself, if I can find the sheet, is over 1 page. Now obviously they do that to save costs. I don't blame them at all, but I hate tracing anything. So on here you've got several pattern pieces on both sides of the paper, so I actually had to trace this off, which life's too short. So I did trace it off. I have done it, but I found that really frustrating. But I will say that the Hannah blouse is now part of their latest release, so you can just head over to the Atelier Joute website and download this as a PDF, print it off and be done with it like that. Just before I show you the rest of the details, this comes in a size 6 to 24. So a size 6 would be at 84 centimetres to 128 on the bust. At the waist, that would be 68 on the waist to 112 on the waist, and the hips would be 92 to 132 on the hips there. You've actually got a couple of different options really. I didn't find this an incredibly straightforward make. I don't think the instructions are that user-friendly, and if I was a beginner sewist, I would have struggled to understand this. But the pictures inside, much like that waistcoat thing that I made a few weeks ago, just didn't come together in terms of the pictures and diagrams as well as they could have done. If I can find the instructions, I'll show you. Yeah, there's like lots of diagrams going on and strange kind of, yeah, not that user friendly. So I don't know if they've changed that for the actual pattern itself. However, the blouse I love, and this pattern, I've been talking about this pattern and this fabric for at least 6 months on and off, so I'm delighted to have finally got it out into the wild. I haven't taken any photos of it just yet. Now look at these beautiful wide sleeves, and finally I've actually got to do the I don't know what you call that, the exposed ruffle on a top. Now Tilly in the Buttons has this on, I forget, one of her outfits, and then you've got this lovely yoke at the front. It's actually, I think that's what was so confusing about it. So you've got a yoke part here, and then you've got panel here and a panel here, and if I turn around, presume you can see that you've got the same on the back. So there's separate yoke parts, and then I can't really show you the bottom of it, but it comes to about my lower hip, I suppose. It is definitely oversized. What I do love about this top is that you make very, very clever construction, because you sort of make these two sections are actually faced, which is perfect, especially if you're using a fabric godmother fabric, because often her fabrics are white on the back. So this solves that problem, which is great. I chose to put the ties on, but they are optional, but I do love this. I made a size 12, which is just slightly smaller than my body measurements. Yeah, just slightly smaller, because I had heard that it's oversized, and it sits just off my shoulders. Just trying to look and see what it's doing in the picture here for this lady. I think it's the same, so it is a drop shoulder, I believe. I could definitely have sized down at least 2 sizes, and for me, I literally zip down the underseam here and take some volume out here. But actually, I'm going to wear it for a while, I think, before I do that. I put a lovely deep hem on the sleeves there, just to give it some extra weight. And I think I ended up turning up, yeah, the bottom hem is also really, really long. So you could definitely make some changes to this to save on some fabric. It takes, let's have a look here, How much fabric does it say? You'll need, okay, sizes 6 to 16 is 2 meters if it's 115 wide, or a metre and a half if it's 140 centimeters wide. I had 1.5 meters. Actually, I did have 1.5 meters, and that wasn't enough fabric because I had to do some magic. I'm trying to find where it is. Yeah, no, not there. Yes, somewhere. I can't remember where I put it. I had to join some seams together, or maybe I sensibly did it on the back, but I did actually have to do some jiggery pokery to make this fit. I'm pretty sure I have 1.5 meters of fabric. Again, I got this fabric from Dot to Dot Studios. I think they still got it actually, and it's just perfect for this design. Yeah, lovely weight, and again is going to be beautiful in the summer. I'm really looking forward to wearing this one, and I really like the colours on me actually. I think it's a really nice colour scheme. So that is the Hannah blouse. Again, although I got it free in a magazine, or free in brackets, in a commas or whatever, in a magazine, it is part of the latest collection from Atelier Jupe, so that's great fun. I'm going to stay in this blouse to talk to you about the next one that I want to make, and again I'm back over to Maison Fauve, and I'm going to be talking to you about the Zenith blouse here. That is this one just here. Now this is obviously a blouse and a dress pattern, and if I show you the back here, you've got some amazing options. This pleat detail is absolutely divine. Obviously you can make it long sleeved or short sleeved, but obviously then you can make the dress as well. And it's the blouse that I'm interested in. It's beautiful. Let me pop a stock photo in here. So Maison Fauve, probably their signature dish really, if you like, is the pleats in things, and I've been lusting after this pattern for some time. It is actually incredibly straightforward. I believe it's finished with a bias binding at the neckline. The pleats are super simple to make. I've done quite a few now, but obviously I haven't made this pattern before. And the fabric that I'm going to use to help accentuate the beautiful pleats is another fabric I got at the Stitch Festival, and it's just this very simple, I don't know what you'd call it really. It is like a bit like a gauze, but it's a viscose, and it's got this lovely, I think, yeah, you can see that pretty well, lovely grid effect on that. And I'm just going to make the short sleeve version so that I'm summer ready when summer decides to turn up. And because I've gone from having no cream tops in my life at all to having those two that I've already just shown you, this one that's about to happen, a jumper, 2 or 3 jumpers in my wardrobe. I know you knew already how versatile a cream top was, but I didn't, and I hadn't ever really worn cream as a colour, but hey, what can you do? So that is my plan for that, but I have also got a number of plain fabrics that I think would be really super in the Zenith blouse. The Zenith blouse again comes from 34 to 46, sorry. So it's a chest size from 80 to 104. And this isn't very fabric hungry. So short sleeve dress is 1.95 meters. If your fabric is 140 centimeters wide, you'd use just under 2 meters for the short dress, 2 meters for the 3/4 sleeve dress. The blouse short sleeve is only 1.15 meters, so that's really lovely. And the 3/4 blouse is 1.35 meters. So again, not very fabric hungry at all. I'm going to have quite a lot of this fabric left. That's a win-win in my mind. So yeah, that's just lovely. I cannot wait to make that. You will see that coming to Instagram very, very soon. One more blouse to show you. Hold the line, caller. So here we are in the 5th blouse in this collection of blouses. Before I go into detail of this, I wondered if you could just take a moment please to give me a thumbs up on this video, and if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you'd subscribe. I love seeing my little channel grow, and it's great to know that I have your company on my journey with YouTube. I also have a Ko-Fi account, which I'll leave the details in the link below. So if you'd like to buy me a coffee by way of saying thank you very much for the content I'm creating, I would really appreciate that. And Jan can I just say a massive thank you to you. So you bought me coffee this week, and I'm hugely grateful to you. So thank you very much for that. So much appreciated. So this is the blouse. So what more appropriate top to make, or blouse to make, for a blouse challenge than the blouse. So this is the blouse by Avid Seamstress. Let me just grab the measurements here so I can take you through those. So we've got, the blouse comes in, it's a bit deceiving because the blouse says its size is 0 to 8, but that's actually a UK 6 to 22. And that measures from 82 bust to 122 bust, 63 waist to 106 waist, and the hips is 87 to 130. It's actually not very fabric hungry at all. It takes just 2 meters worth of fabric, and I love the simplicity of this blouse. Let me pop the stock photo in here. As you can see here, you've basically got a very simple, I think we used to call these mandarin or grandad collars. It's basically the collar stand without the collar itself. You've got very simple sleeves with elasticated cuffs, which are just so simple to make. They are, I think I've actually extended mine a little bit, but it's not full length, or maybe I ran out of fabric, I'm not sure, but that's the length mine have come out in. And then it is a very, very simple button placket down the front. The reason I wanted to show you this is because if you are new to, it's got no yoke at the back. So you've literally got 2 front pieces, a back piece and your sleeves, and obviously your collar. So very, very simple and incredibly easy to construct. So if you're new to making blouses, this would be a great starting point. I also wanted to show you this one because if the thought of doing buttonholes just does you in, then don't do them. And that's what I've done, exactly what I've done. Excuse me, got the hiccups. I've done here. So I have made, this is the button placket. It is genuinely there, but I have just stitched it down and then sewn my buttons on as if they are functioning buttons, but they are not, because the blouse just goes on over my head. So I wanted to include that so that you can give yourself a blouse-esque look without it being blousy and complicated. So, and the other reason, I've actually lost a little bit of weight recently, which is, you know, great. But actually this blouse fits me a little bit better than it did when I first made it. It was a little bit tight across the old chesticles. So I wanted to sew the button placket down so I didn't get that gaping in the obvious areas. I think I probably could actually reinstate the button placket and do the buttonholes now, but actually, why would I need to? Because it just goes on over my head, as I've already said. Nutter. But this is such a lovely blouse. I made this probably in an unusual, no, this is very traditional cotton fabric. This is more like a crafting cotton, but I love it. Look, it's got like fish on it and like seaweed and like these bobbly things. They live in the sea. I don't know what they're called, but it's really pretty. And it's lovely, actually. I've put it on today for the first time in ages. I'm thinking, why am I wearing this more often? Note to self. But it would be better made in more of a viscose fabric, to be honest. This is quite a structured feel to it, which is nice. This fabric is actually white on the back. So I actually did a facing for the inside because I like to have my shirt sit a little bit more open, so that, yeah, so that's, if you're thinking how did you get that to do that, I just literally made a small facing and had it on the inside like that. So there you go. I can't wait to see what you make. Please let me know in the comments below which is your favourite. So we've got the Be Mine top from Pattern Emporium. We've got the Bellini blouse by Maison Fauve. We have got the Hannah blouse from Atelier Jupe. We've got, I'm looking around because I can't remember what I've tried on. We've got the Zenith blouse from Maison Fauve, and finally the blouse by the Avid Seamstress. Let me know in the comments below which is your favourite. I really love to hear from you. I respond to every message, sometimes within moments, because it's all on my phone, so why not? And I love those conversations that we're having, and you are somewhere around the world right now, and that brings joy to my little heart. So yeah, can't wait to see your makes. Don't forget, it's over on hashtag, pop the hashtag back on here, so hashtag Sew April Blouse 24, and don't forget to tag in Ruanne from the Yorkshire Sew Girl and Gabrielle from the Cloth Edit, or just put Cloth Edit and Yorkshire Sew Girl. That's all you need to do. So until next time, stay safe and well, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Bye everybody.